What's happening today, Guardians? This is Aztecross. Hey, look, before we get started, I just want to go ahead and just throw this out there. Guys, I had such an awesome time yesterday with y'all playing Iron Banner. That shit was so much fun. I look forward to doing more stream with you guys. Guys, if you're new to my channel, check me out and tune in whenever I do live streams. I like to go in there with some of the subs, and it's just a lot of fun. I don't care if we win or lose, but we were actually whooping some ass yesterday. So, but I really enjoyed it. I just wanted to thank all of you for participating and for jumping in on that. Okay, guys, let's get to why we're here today. And the reason why we're here today is, of course, to decide whether or not which one of these three weapons is actually the better weapon. Now, we're going to be discussing Mida multi-tool, the Boolean Gemini, however you pronounce it, and the Tlaloc. I guess that's how you pronounce it too, guys. I did not look up damn how to pronounce all these weapons, but what I did look into is how they all performed in Crucible, and they all perform amazingly well. Mida multi-tool has been one of my weapons in the top 6 of Trial of Osiris weapons simply because it's done so well in short range situations and mid range situations. The thing about Mida multi-tool, and let's take a look at the perks right here. The thing about Mida multi-tool to take into account, man, aim assist of 90. I mean, that is huge, and that's the reason why you're able to hip fire when backing up from an enemy. You've got somebody coming at you with like Doctrine or Last Word, and you've got to squeeze off that last shot. You don't even have to aim off the sights. You just have to be in that general direction and fire away. Mida multi-tool will finish them off. Pros of it: it's got great rate of fire, great aim assist. It's just got the ability to move quick in and out. It's got third eye on top of that. That hair trigger as well. It's really good. So many pros all around the board about Mida multi-tool. The only con would probably be just the impact could be, of course, a little bit better, and that's what people like. Now let's jump into Boolean. Boolean is one of those weapons that I heard good and bad things about, mainly bad things. A lot of people didn't give it a chance, so I loaded myself out with it. It does have less rate of fire than what Mida multi-tool does, but it has nice impact, and the sound of it is beautiful, I must say. And it's got a good aim assist 75, which is still less than what Mida multi-tool does have at 90. It's not bad at all, and it's a really good weapon, one that I found myself having a lot of fun playing with. I don't know, it's like a beam. Something about the shape of the gun, and when you shoot down the sights, it's not like a scope. You just look right down the barrel, and you just line it up. It just, to me, it seems so smooth as far as engaging headshots. Where I saw it really lag is whenever I got into those short range situations. I felt like everything was very awkward, and it seemed to run into a couple issues taking down enemies in close range, primarily shotguns. Now, of course, you don't really want to have a scout rifle in close range to begin with, but that's the thing about Destiny, man. Things are always random. You never know the situation you want to run into, so it's always good to have a variety of or a weapon that has a lot of variety into it, and it can adapt to any situation. Now let's talk about Tlaloc. Man, this is a weapon that I just got recently, and I had heard some things about it, and it is one of those weapons that I really think is a very underrated weapon. Now, it has pretty much the same stats of what Boolean has, but the thing about it is it doesn't have the aim assist, only aim assist of 55, which is not bad. The thing this weapon has is as soon as you get your super built up, that rate of fire jumps up to as quickly as Mida multi-tools, but you still retain the same impact as of what it has. So, I mean, you've got that whopping impact and with the same rate of fire, and on top of that, your handling increases whenever you're not having to use your super. So, double-edged sword there. You can't use your super, but in the same token, I mean, you're going off. I mean, off on people. This weapon has no problem doubles, triple kills right after another. You're not even having to reload or anything. This weapon has that ability to do that. On Shores of Time and different maps that I was in mid to even long range, it did so good, and it just decimated. I used it all through Iron Banner this week, and it's done really good in the mid-range maps. I just find myself going to it. Now, of course, the bad side is you can't use your super, and a lot of people really depend on their super, and your super is extremely important, especially like in something like Trials, when you've got to shut down someone else's super or to just take out the whole other team. You see what I'm coming from? So you want to be able to use your super. So at the end of the day, I had to play with all three of these over and over again. I loaded myself out in different mini game types, and I have to decide in the situation of just Trials, which one of these is the better weapon. That's the decision that I had to make, and that is a tough decision because yes, Tlaloc is a great weapon, but in a situation like Trials, when there's only, you know, anywhere between, give or take, 6 to 8 rounds, not average. You see where I'm coming from? 6 to 8 rounds. The supers are going to need to be used a bunch. The supers are one of those things you just don't want to put on hold too often because you have an ability that could take out, you know, essentially the whole of the team. You want to be able to use your super. So unfortunately, that somewhat eliminated Tlaloc for me. So Mida multi-tool to me in Trials is still the weapon to go to. I know that's a pill that some people don't want to swallow. I know that's a thing that, you know, some people love Boolean, some people love Tlaloc, and they don't want to believe that. And by all means, you equip whatever you want to equip and go into Trials. I'm just letting you know that, in my opinion, supers are just so vital in Trials. On the other side of things, though, in clash matches and in control matches and in just basic Crucible, Tlaloc and even Boolean are great guns to go to. And I find myself actually rocking Boolean because I really do like the impact on Boolean. I really do. And then as soon as I swap from Boolean, I go to Tlaloc as soon as I get to my super. And I swap weapons all the time. If you've seen my streams, man, I'm swapping weapons all the time because there's just so many weapons in this game. You know, some people I've seen come in here and they really want to just say, hey, what's the best weapon? And the thing about it is, there's a lot of good weapons, and there's some weapons better in situations than others. But the thing is, there's so many good weapons and so many different choices you can choose. And I found Tlaloc as soon as I was able to get my super, and my super was not vital to our victory. I used Tlaloc, and that was the gun that I stayed with. Now, a lot of situations change that, you know what I mean? It just depends on what the tide of the battle's going. I think Tlaloc is definitely a more powerful weapon than both of these as soon as the super is up. I think it's a weapon that can eat people alive. I think Boolean is also a decent weapon. I think it still falls, you know, a third to all of them. I think Mida multi-tool is still the go-to weapon, though, as far as Trials go. And that is the decision that I had to make. I didn't even talk to other people about it because just, you know, as soon as you get your super in Trials, you're going to use it, right? So if you're okay with not using your super, if you're one of those that has no problem not using your supers and you have no problem just keeping Tlaloc on, then by all means use Tlaloc, because it's a great weapon. Okay, guys, well, that is our three-way I guess weapon comparison right there. Tell me what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear what you think about this, on which one of these is actually the better exotic scout rifle. We'll probably dive into Jade Rabbit here pretty soon. I really want to get some gameplay of it, test it out a lot more. It is one of those higher impact scout rifles, and would love to see how it compares to all three of these. Alright, guys, thanks for coming and watching. If you're new to my channel, like and subscribe. Guys, catch y'all later.